Hey, I just want to say before you watch this video, I highly recommend buying and playing the Corridor for yourself. It's truly one of those games that you should just experience for yourself before watching someone else play it. Just saying that now, but if you already played it or just really don't care, then I hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Batchy Reviews channel. The only reviews that tell you what Batchy thinks about in gaming. Today we will be checking out the Corridor. It is developed by Thomas McKinnon, and it has a lot of interesting gameplay. It is a truly great game, and I can't wait to dive into the review. Hang on, I'll be right back. When loading up the Corridor for the first time, you're presented with a hallway. There's a door and a button here, leaving our options quite limited. This door doesn't seem to open, so I guess that leaves one option left. Going up and pressing the button and...
Never open this game again.
Alright, well I guess we're doing this now. I'm not one to follow commands, so opening the game again and...
How dare you?
Pressing the button again and the game closes again. Clearly something is up. Opening the game for the third time and the hallway is much longer with some turns. Also, just a thing to point out, the game wants you to appear offline because you'll be opening and closing the game a bunch, but I'll never pass an opportunity to annoy the shit out of my friends, so I'm just gonna stay online. Pressing the button again and of course, the next launch and suddenly the button isn't there. The narrator even antagonizes us, but looking around and...
Damn it.
A cheeky trick, but I'm not one to fall for stuff like that. Opening the game again and all of a sudden the narrator is telling me to push the button, heavily insisting it.
Yeah, go on then. Push it. I want you to push it. I've come round.
But not even 10 seconds ago he was trying to trick us into not pushing the button. I'm gonna play it safe and not listen to him. I'm not gonna fall for anything.
Okay, yes, I've realised that reverse psychology doesn't quite make sense here considering I want you to leave.
Well, that worked out perfectly for you, didn't it? Going in expecting basically the same thing as before, door still doesn't open and the same orange button is still at the end of the hallway. At this point I might just listen to the guy and stop opening the game. Going up to the button though, and there's a smaller hallway at the end. What could be back here?
Hey! I'm a cardboard man with a cardboard plan. Listen, I know it might be annoying that he keeps closing the game, but he's trying to stop you from playing. Don't give in. Keep going. I have faith that you can get through. I'm rooting for you, kid.
The cardboard man is right, I gotta get through this, but honestly, I just want to know why the narrator is so hyper-focused on this idea of me not getting through the game. Well, to understand that, I need to do some digging. Scrolling through the Steam page, there's this link to an interactive trailer, which is something I've never seen before. It says that the trailer will give me a taste of what the game is like. Loading it up, and would you look at that, it's more of the same. Just this button, and I might as well just see what happens if I push it, and... honestly, this makes sense. There's a reason interactive trailers that are playable directly in your browser don't exist. There are way too many complicated...
You really think I'd make such a simple mistake? It was a fake error message, okay? Designed to expose your hubris. I've been working on this trailer for weeks. It is bug-free, baby. So maybe think a little next time before you go judging a game based on what exactly? The fact that it was unplayable within less than a minute of playtime? Yeah, real cool of you.
Well, damn, that was clever, I'll have to admit. It's time I do what I do best in a game like this and hit a button.
Okay, yeah. That's a real bug. Fair enough, it's completely broken. Judge away, I guess. Could you maybe refresh the page, and we'll try doing this trailer again? Just like a clean slate, you know? I'll fix it by the time you're back. Thanks.
I'm just gonna say it now, refreshing the page actually just continuing the game is really cool, and I honestly didn't expect it to work when I did this. I just thought it would be an endless loop. Hitting the button again, and this time what we see also just shows up in the trailer. The narrator does the loop again, and pressing the button this time and all the textures go away. The final time and the button actually works.
Huh. Looks like that one didn't do anything. Hey, who put that cool advertisement behind you? A good poster. Better than a trailer, some would say. Oh no, oh my god. You're being sucked in. Oh, you're being transported to another dimension. Another dimension inside the poster. We're being transported to its world. Oh my god, what could create? It's just the same. You're already in that dimension, so.
Good bit. The same thing from the beginning happens again, but this time the narrator decides that the button thing isn't going to work anymore, so he wants to try out a brand new type of game.
What I want you to do is pick up that bag of money and give it to the cardboard representation of me.
God, I love being a sentient cardboard man, and a Stanley Parable ripoff no less.
The new thing to advertise the game is a money bag next to the cardboard man, and doing that spawns in a bunch of cardboard dogs. How adorable!
And now, every time you see a group of small dogs, you'll want to buy a copy of the game.
Alright, so this is James going over the script and recording all the lines and stuff, and I'm looking through this next segment where I basically go into a whole talk about Pavlov's dog experiment, and I realize that that is very boring, and I don't think anybody would actually want to watch that. So what I'm instead going to do is just tell you that he didn't do it right, and if you want to know more, then you can look it up yourself. Thank you. Now the narrator, being at a loss, just hopes the reviews are good for the game and hope that that gets people to want to buy the game. He asks us to refresh our browser so that we can watch a review of the game in hopes that it sells it to us. A refresh and...
Hello everyone, and welcome to What's Up Reviews. The only reviews that tell you what's up with gaming. Today we will be checking out the game The Corridor. It is developed by Thomas McKinnon and has a lot of interesting gameplay. It is a truly great game and I can't wait to dive into the review. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Well, you didn't have to personally attack me there, dude. What the fuck? Well, we're kind of just sitting now, waiting for this guy to come back. Shit, I just bumped my mouse. What? I guess we're doing this now. Pressing the button and suddenly we aren't bound to this monitor. There's a giant computer, some sticky notes on the monitor, and some stairs, where our only option is to go up to this bright light.
Oh, you're still here, huh? I've kind of packed up for the day. Sorry, everything went wrong back there. You know, it's funny. You work on something for so long, and then you actually have to sell it. And it's like... It's like you have to act so confident in it, no matter what. But the truth is that I am so depressed and nervous and worried and transcendentally anxious about you seeing this thing that I've made. That you're not going to like it, that you're going to hate it. And that makes selling you on it extremely hard. It's to the point where, honestly, there's a big part of me that doesn't even want you to play it at all. How's that for a tagline? A game that doesn't want you to play it. Back of the box quote right there. Huh. I just realized I didn't even tell you what the game is about.
Now we know why the narrator doesn't want us to play the game. He's scared. He's scared we won't like it. He's scared that his game is going to be just as problematic with bugs as the trailer. Now I know why the cardboard guy wants us to continue, and so we proceed with The Corridor. The next launch and the narrator decides to give us this. A room full of buttons, and oh boy, you already know my goopy gremlin brain is going to press every single one. Even though the narrator's getting tired of it and gave us the correct buttons, as I said before, I'm not one to follow orders. And our final button.
Why did you do it? There is no amount of therapy that can unravel why you felt the need to push all of those buttons. Simply stop.
Alright, you know what? Go fuck yourself too, why don't you? Ah shit, my game isn't loading right. It's just a black screen right now. God fucking damn it, I gotta close the game. Let me just...
You might have stayed there forever, you never know.
You cheeky bastard. At this point, the narrator is just messing with us. All he wants us to do is not press the button, to not complete the objective of just pressing the button, going as far as to think my $3,000 PC that I spent months saving the money for isn't gonna run this Unreal Engine 2 game. Oh man, I'm gonna press that button. I'm gonna press that button so hard it'll make you come. The next launch and it all looks the same. I'm just gonna casually head on up and press the silly little button and... I'm actually really pissed off that I got spooked by this. Ah yes, now we're on a deserted island. What a lovely place to be.
Well, this obviously isn't my game anymore, so I guess I'll leave.
You do that while I go for a little bit of a swim. Oh, well there's the button. While I could press this button, I could also embrace my curiosity a bit and see how far I can go until the game stops me. Man, this is a bit of a walk. Honestly, I'm getting a little sleepy. I'm just gonna lie down. I'm just gonna...
Could have sworn I put that guy's skull somewhere. I guess that's what I get for trying to have an actually useful job.
Did he just lose someone's skull? Yeah, follow what that sign says, everyone. Space Invaders! You guys have absolutely no idea how much I love Space Invaders. Alright, I'm about to show you guys my absolute godlike skills of Space Invaders through this game by killing every alien before the button spawns. Sad. At this point, the developer is just messing with us, just putting us through so many situations where there's a button that we have to try to press, but then it just crashes the game, trying to get us to simply give up. Now we're in a drastically different game, and an FPS game, likely a Counter-Strike clone. I've never been good at tactical shooters, but I know that decent enough strategies to play like a stealth game and expect someone to pop out of any corner at any time. I'm actually really tensed up right now. Holy shit!
You just killed a guy. What's wrong with you? I didn't even ask you to do anything. You just did it. Don't you think that's a bit of a weird response? You know there was a button hidden in the level, right?
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'll redo it. I'll close the game and I'll redo this. Okay, opening it up and...
Congrats! You exited the game yourself. Good thinking.
The game didn't let me go back to the FPS and find the button. I was instead told to pull my weight. I mean, that's just mean, dude. I just wanted to help. Here's the clip of the hidden button press.
This is actually an FPS now, so I don't know why you're still pressing the button.
The next launch is yet again just the same corridor with the same door and the same button. Walking up to the button and we get this beauty of cinematography.
Button, door, wall. Who among us would have thought that a mere few minutes ago we would have been like this? Comrades in arms. Musketeers. I would even go as far as to say, we're brothers. Oh, Door, you always know just what to say.
The next launch, and there's something different about this one that's glaringly obvious. There's a giant pit, and at the bottom there's the button, with the narrator telling us that if we fall from a height like that, we die and it's game over. But I am an experimentalist and a legend at video games. I've never died in a game, and I'm not gonna let that change now. Holy fucking shit, I did that. I just lied. I can't believe that worked. What's weird here is that the narrator wants us to leave, but he also wants us to stay. He's saying to stay on top of the ledge because he doesn't want us to press the button, but pressing the button crashes the game, so if we stay on top, we're still in the game when he doesn't want us to be here. What does this guy really want? Does he want us to stay or leave? Going up to the button the next time, and we now have a bit of a visual romance novel. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. I need to get my reading dialogue for a visual novel character voice real quick. The button stands there, doing nothing. Hi, I was wondering if I could maybe press you? If you're okay with it. The button continues to stand there as if to say, oh, now you ask. I'll be honest, I was really only doing it because I have a massive crush on you. The button continues to stand there as if to say, well, obviously, look at me. That's true. You are a very beautiful button. The button continues to stand there as if to say, I am an inanimate object who cannot say anything. You are projecting.
Listen, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Just go out there and give it everything you've got.
Okay, you got this. They won't make fun of you. All you gotta do is press the button.
Welcome, one and all, to tonight's performance of The Corridor. Boo! This sucks.
And there goes my passion for theater, yet another aspiring actor failing in the industry. Now the game's running at a stunning 15 frames per second. Now this is the Unreal Engine I'm used to. I feel right at home. Oh yeah, now it's an even lower FPS, sitting at 5 frames per second. I like this. Get me more of this, please. Now the corridor is almost 3 times as long, if not more. The narrator says it's to pad out the runtime.
I could make it longer just to pad it out if that's really what you want. A longer game? Just more.
There's a weird quiver in his voice now. He sounds like he's nervous or scared. The next launch is the exact same, but this time he doesn't even wait. He just closes the game without us even pressing the button. Then after that he gives us an infinite corridor with no end in sight. There's not even a button on the other side, but there's gotta be something, so we keep walking. The infinite corridor.
You're really gonna stay here forever, huh? You're not just gonna leave? You really think there's more to see just because I said that there wasn't more to see? Great. Great.
I'm starting to feel bad for the guy. He really doesn't want us being here. He's just been closing the game every time we try to do anything, to the point where I honestly just feel bad for him at this point. The next corridor is just upside down, and the narrator remarks that it's just straight up broken now. But now he's twisting it onto us, the player, as if the game not working is our fault. We may have been projecting to the button earlier, but he's projecting onto us what he did wrong. This is what many artists do when they're shown to have made a mistake. Someone points out a criticism, and instead of the artist thinking about it and accepting it, they instead say stuff like, well, you're looking at it wrong, or you don't have a good eye for art. Now he sends us out to fix it for him by having us unplug all these cords to restart the game, and he says something to us that's quite interesting.
You see, that's the thing about you. You ruin things just by observing. If you hadn't been watching those plugs, they wouldn't have felt the need to comedically plug themselves in. Your very existence here is the thing that spoils it.
Launching the game in next time, and I'll read this one for everyone in a bit of silly voice. Hi there. Just watching my favorite influencer. I love them even though my computer literally can't play videos. It's made of cardboard. Now that we're about halfway through, I thought I should mention that I truly love that you, a content creator, are maybe sharing this game with people. But for a short single player experience like this, people watching an entire playthrough online can really hurt sales. So basically, I just wanted to say, if you are someone watching the entire thing via the internet right now, maybe consider paying for a copy anyway. Even if you never play it, it would really mean a lot. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. I hope you have fun regardless. Thanks for your time, back to your regularly scheduled gaming, and thanks again for sharing this game in the first place. Before we do that, I'm also going to say that yes, please do buy a copy of this game. It's only $2 on Steam, the developer really deserves the money for it. This part's going to be outdated in like a couple of years, but he's working on another game as of right now, and the support with this game could really help him out. This game is pretty good, so I recommend you do buy the game and make sure the developer can get the money he deserves for this. And now, back to your regularly scheduled gaming. You can't see this, but on the next launch, the controls are completely inverted, where pressing W moves me backwards, S doing the opposite of its original purpose, and A and D doing kind of the same thing, and the mouse being inverted both in the X and Y axis. The narrator makes fun of us for it, but we get to the end of the corridor and press the button anyways. The next corridor is just not finished. The narrator, and if it weren't obvious by now, the developer never got to this area. He procrastinated the project to the point that we're playing an unfinished build. He puts the whole room back together and we can crash the game again. Now we're in the Unreal Engine with the button being the only thing that's not there.
Making things isn't easy.
The next launch we're at what we can only assume is the developer's desk, playing the game through his monitor.
Imagine what I could do without you messing everything up.
Just blaming us for what he calls a failure. I almost feel bad for continuing.
Maybe you could just do what I asked and stop.
I guess there isn't much I can really do. He's just gonna constantly close the game on us, not letting us get to just press this button. I guess I will just stop. What the fuck?
I know. How can cardboard look this good? But for real, joking aside, I get that he's saying to give up. But please don't listen. He needs you. Keep going. And yes, I love standing on sofa cushions. Makes me feel alive.
The cardboard guy is right. We have to help the developer. He needs us to realize to himself that people should play his game and that he wants us to play his game. So, we push on.
Why are you still here? Isn't it obvious I don't want you around? I don't want you to play this game. Do you know how much pain you cause? You know what? Go away. Go away and make your own thing. Don't use mine. Go out there instead.
Now the developer is just furious with us, just making sure that we think it's our fault, like how we're using his creation for our entertainment, as if we're being selfish, like he's the only one allowed to see his creation, like he's ashamed of it. He sends us back to the white room with the plugs. We can't interact with them, but in the distance there's another plug labeled lights. Pulling it turns off the lights and closes the game yet again. The corridor is just dark now. It's just a small bit where hitting the button closes the game and turns on the light in the next launch. Not too much here.
I don't know if you've seen anything like that around.
Launching the game again and it looks weird. There isn't a button, no corridor, no random door. Instead it just looks like we're on Twitter. Man, this game really does suck ass. It put us here? Let me just let the developer know that. But really, no matter what you type, it's like the game types it for you. The corridor sucks, then the game's supposed enter closes the game. It feels like the developer is making us not want to like the game, as if to make it himself feel better. If others think it sucks, then it's okay to hate my own work, is a common idea among artists. It is an unhealthy mindset to fall into, refusing to let people see your work because you're worried they might not like it, forgetting that it's your art, not their art. And it's a mindset that this developer has fallen into here. The next launch, the narrator tries to trick us with the button behind us again. We like to do a little bit of trolling around these parts.
Yeah, not so fun when I'm in your stuff, is it? Oh, you have a lovely machine here. It would be a real shame if something were to happen to it. Your computer is off. Now go away. No? Not convincing enough?
This was just making me shit myself. Not even when I played the game, just going through the footage I got spooked, falling for the tricks. But the narrator tries to trick us into thinking the computer is off, but I'm fairly certain if the game could turn off my computer, then it likely is a Bitcoin miner and I have 200,000 pieces of malware installed on my computer. Opening up the game again and now there's this orange barrier blocking the button. The narrator remarks this.
You know, the funny thing is, I could block you out so easily. It wouldn't even take any effort, just a single wall. A single wall blocking out every single part of you. But of course, I can't.
He wants us gone, but deep down he wants us to play his game, and he lets us press the button. Now there's no button, just a door. As I got ready to go through the door, the narrator says that he knows our first intention.
Yes, I noticed you trying to open the door, okay? Not everything needs a response. Fine. Go ahead and rip it apart, I don't know.
He unlocks the door, letting us see what's behind it for the first time. At the end of the hallway there's an office, what's likely the developer's bedroom. The screen has our perspective on it, and the computer has a button. Pressing it, and...
You ever hear that fable about the fox and the grapes? Basically, an incredibly hungry fox sees some juicy grapes, but he can't get them. He tries and tries, but never even gets close. He eventually sulks away and says, "They were sour anyway." Just something I think about a lot, I guess. Always easier to pretend you don't want something than to admit you want it and fail. Keep going. You're close, I'm sure of it. I'm rooting for you, kid.
The narrator is obviously the fox here. The grapes are us liking the game. The thing that the narrator thinks is that we won't like the game as badly as he wants us to, so instead of us playing the game at all, he just won't let us play it, thinking he'd rather us not play the game than risk us not liking it. He would rather us not want to play the game than risk any negative criticism he could get. Like the cardboard man said, it's always easier to pretend you don't want something than to admit you want it, and fail. Walking through the hallway again, and this time we get a nice message from our cardboard friend, and now we're in the brain of the game. Unplugging the first gets rid of sound, second the textures, then the models, and finally the game closes again, as if there's nothing left. Launching the game once more, and we're in an empty void, and the only other thing present is a plug, and this plug is our save data. Seeing as it's our only option here, it leaves us no choice but to leave our save data here. Going up to it, and...
Wait, please just stop. I want you to play the game. Of course I want you to play it. It's just... What if it's bad? What if it sucks? What if you hate it? What if it's the worst thing ever made? And it's all been for nothing. Who wouldn't want to avoid that? Here. Here you go. This is my game. You walk down a corridor and push a button and that's it. I hope you like it. Huh. You know, that wasn't actually that bad.
What a game. It's safe to say that The Corridor is an amazing little indie game. It perfectly tells a story about an artist's greatest fear. What if people hate my work? What if it isn't good enough? This is an amazing story of an artist just pushing consumers away, scared that they might hate it instead of just sharing it with the world, being comfortable with their own work. And eventually they are convinced the other way around. It's just beautiful. I put a lot more time into this game than the average person probably would. This game is basically just a 30 to 40 minute experience, and I have over 2 hours in it just because I wanted to experience this multiple times, and to get every achievement, which I've shown off every single one in this video. Wait, there's actually one more achievement I never showed you guys. Launching the game one more time after this, and we're greeted with The Corridor, but this time, no button. Just a simple yellow sticky note on the wall, saying thank you for everything. Isn't that just a nice way to end this adventure?